because the government will use every trick in the book to throw it out, which they do quite successfully, yeah. And then the other thing is like, there's a lot of discussions that go on behind the scenes that people don't see. You only see the action on the floor.
True,
right?
true.
So obviously, when the right to move a vote of no confidence, that power rests with the opposition. It's really the only power we have. We don't have any other powers. So the power to nominate, to move a vote of no confidence lies with the opposition. It's specifically given to us, I guess, by law, and it's something that we use. It's the only thing we have, really. So when we were contemplating a vote of no confidence, obviously we have to talk to those in government. And at the time when Sepita was put on the notice paper, Sepita Ipatas's name, there was a discussion with leaders in the government. And they all agreed there that, look, put Sepita on the ballot paper. So they brought Sepita across to us in the opposition and said, put him on. We'll support him, which we did. And obviously there were lots of discussions that took place. Sepita didn't join the opposition immediately. He had to stay at his hotel and try to talk to the people that convinced him to put his name on the ballot paper. Now, if you remember when the Honorable Rainbow Paita was his name was on the ballot paper, there was, when he lost, and he actually in his speech he spoke about the people that kind of betrayed him. And to form a new government, you really need the members from government to break up. That's how it works. Opposition doesn't have the number. We just provide the platform, I guess, for the change to occur. The change comes from within government. And so, unfortunately, all of those people that convinced Sepita Ipatas to put his name on the ballot paper, at the 11th hour, they decided not to support him. Okay. And I'm not privy to those discussions, yeah. But I did speak to some of the members who are in government. Well, we all speak. I spoke to ministers, I spoke to backbenchers, and I asked them, look, what are you guys thinking? The sentiment I got was that they're all unhappy with the way the country is being run. And
This is what Sepita said,
yeah,
in his speech, in his address, at his concession.
Look, when you talk to members of parliament by themselves, they're all unhappy. I mean, I spoke to several MPs, like the quietest ones are the ones from NGI. The NGI guys don't say anything. They just keep really quiet. So I spoke to a few of them. I said, look, what are you guys thinking? And they said, look, we're not happy with the way, James Marape and his team are running the country. We're just waiting for Bougainville to be independent and we'll be next.
Wow.
And I said, hang on. The problem is, about 5 people are. There's James Marape and Undialu and, a couple of others, they're the ones that are the real ringleaders. I said, why can't you just get rid of them? Why you want to break up the country as a solution to how these people are running the country? And they said, Mipla tired there, but Mipla sabe lo pasin lo lol, but Bagarabi Mipla, so Mipla must stop. But Mipla waiting Bougainville. As soon as Bougainville goes, NGI, we're going. I was like, wow, and then you look at the Papuan team. The Papuans had a meeting, convened by the Honorable Rufina Pita, and they're expressing the same sentiments. And all of that is a frustration with the government. I'm not in government. They're not frustrated with Allan Bird as governor of Isipik. But I know that my people are also having the same frustrations. It's a frustration of, on top of the same things, law and order, lack of opportunities, lack of power. We can't get power. Water problems. There's no money coming down to maintain, all of the normal problems that every single province has, which are sort of, because we have a centralized system of government, all these problems start in the center. So the center collapses, the outside collapses, you think. So we have all the same problems. But then all of these problems and how the country is managed, how things are prioritized, it then leads to other things. People are realizing, all right, well, look, as leader for so-and-so, I'm not really getting anything done because everything is done from the center. And the problem is the government. And rather than dealing with the government, they would prefer to break up the country. These are the sorts of discussions that are going on amongst members of parliament.
How should I say? If I could use an analogy, this is the case where I would describe it as a very toxic marriage. You've got one very unhappy partner who can't really speak out about what they see is wrong. And they're looking at probably, going to the courts to actually dissolution the marriage in this case. They're suffering, but they're staying because they can't really speak out. Otherwise, they get all the benefits cut.
I describe it like this. You have a rat in your house, destroying your house. Rather than deal with the rat, we want to bend the house down just to kill one rat. That's what we're trying to do.
Goodness.
That's the way I see it. You should deal with the rat. Don't bend the house.